Hi friends, I'm Newsy Pop. I'm a cosplayer, an artist, and a creator, and I am also an expert solo con goer. Just kidding, I'm not. However, I have learned quite a thing or two on my solo con going escapade. So I just wanted to share some tips and tricks that I learned along the way to anyone that might just be starting out in the cosplay community or the convention going community. And before we get started, I just wanted to start off by prefacing that these tips are mostly for people who are going to cons in cosplay specifically, like tips for cosplayers who are going alone. And if you cannot tell, today I am dressed as Zoe from K-pop Demon Hunters in a more low-key casual outfit just because I don't currently have her cosplay yet, nor do I have her wig, so I'm just using my regular hair. And I am just doing like a casual look. I thought it would be fitting to wear like a Disneyland sweater because she's from California, and if whoever is interested to know, I'm also from California originally, so anyways, so let's get started. Okay, so the first tip that I have is to pick a cosplay that is comfortable, aka a cosplay that doesn't require a handler or is easy for you to carry around your own bag or backpack, just something that you won't get easily overstimulated in. And consider maybe picking something with comfy shoes, especially if you're in a situation where you might be walking for a while. Like, say for example, you're traveling to a con and you're not staying at a hotel that's like 5 minutes away from it, where you'd be able to like easily change if you got tired. I've never personally stayed at a hotel for a convention yet, so I'm kind of just basing this off of my personal experience. Parking can be a bit of a pain. I have often had encounters in which I had to park about a 20-minute walk away from the convention center, and it was during the summer and it's extremely hot, and I can just imagine that wearing heels, especially if you're by yourself, is not the most comfortable thing. Overall, just pick something that you think is comfy / easy enough for you to wear for a while you're on your own. And this little side tip, I think, is just up to your personal preference. I personally would not pick a cosplay that has a prop, just because I know personally I might get overstimulated carrying my bag and then a large prop around with me all day, and then if I was at Artist Alley and I was trying to buy something, I'd have to like put down the prop and bustle around in my bag to get my wallet and stuff like that. Like that's just personal preference. It's up to you. If you can handle it, then go for it. Some of my personal examples for cosplays that I would pick if I were on my own that I know I wouldn't get super overstimulated in are Silk, Piccolo Starfire, or Casual Starfire. Anything from Haikyuu, really. And I think in the future, when I eventually get a Zoe cosplay, I think Zoe will probably be an easy one. An example of somebody that I wouldn't wear when I'm by myself would be my Holiday Pyramid cosplay, maybe my Huntress cosplay, just anything that has something that goes over my head and kind of restricts my field of vision. Number 2 is packing the right kind of bag according to your cosplay. Using the right kind of bag can easily make or break your day. I don't know about y'all, but I personally prefer a backpack, but I have the bad tendency of only carrying it on one shoulder because I think it's sort of easy to throw out or throw off of me when I'm asked to take a picture. And so I end up just carrying my backpack like on one shoulder all day, and then I have like asymmetrical shoulder pain at the end of the day. Unless I'm just getting old, which I am. Finding the right kind of bag that would fit everything that you might need and is comfortable for you and matches your cosplay can really make your day. It really just depends on your personal preference. Like, I know some people prefer a backpack like me, and some people prefer to just have like a sling bag or just a fanny pack. This leads me to my next tip. Number 3 is to pack accordingly beforehand. Packing the night before or a few days before can really save you a lot of stress. Packing things like lipstick, eyeliner, any sort of makeup thing that you might need touching up throughout the day. People will even bring their own little mini sewing kits, anything that they might need in the event of disrepair. I will say though, in my experience, most cons nowadays have like a cosplay repair station, but if you do not want to bank on that specifically, it's good to just bring your own little things. Like, don't bring a whole ass can of hairspray with you. Most of the time, cosplay repair stations have like a good can of got-to-be glue. Also, make sure to organize your wallet or your badge if you've already picked it up and things of that nature, and make it so that it's just easily accessible in your bag, so that when you are like at the Artist Alley, for example, you are not having a hard time rummaging through your bag to get to the bottom of your bag just to get your wallet. It might not be that big of a deal for some people, but it's just a personal preference for me. just because I get overstimulated easily. Okay, this next tip is kind of just, again, all of this is based off of personal preference, so I don't know why I keep saying it, but I'm gonna say it anyways. My personal preference when I go to cons, like the most important thing for me when I go to a con is to get pictures and videos. So if you aren't booking with a photographer or getting a friend to take your photos, or just don't have any plans with anyone to take your photos, I would personally recommend bringing your own tripod. This can be for your phone or for your camera if you have one, and don't forget to bring like a charger for whatever you are taking your pictures or videos on, charger or a battery pack. My next tip is to look at the convention schedule ahead of time and make a plan. There have been a number of times where I've gone to a convention and just kind of raw dogged it, and I ended up walking around Artist Alley for like 2 hours, just walking in circles, like looking at the same booths that I've seen for the past 2 hours. Before the con, take a look at their schedule, see what panels they have going on, what cosplay meetups there are, what voice actors you can meet, any meet and greets or things like that. There are a lot of things that you can do at a con, and I know that there are a lot of TikToks nowadays where people say that there's really not much to do at a con anymore because I don't know, but in reality, like sometimes I feel that way as well. Sometimes I feel like there's not a whole lot to do at a con because of my personal preferences, but that's just on me, and I need to open myself up to the possibility of doing more things like going to panels or going to meet and greets and things like that. But my point is, have a list of things to do as options in case you find yourself just kind of aimlessly doing nothing and finding yourself bored. And also, a lot of these events and meetups and things are especially helpful if you are trying to go to a con to meet new people and make new friends. But this leads me to my other random side tip. Also, make sure to take time to rest and recharge your social battery if you feel like you need to. If you feel like your social battery is running a little bit low, or you just want to take some time to step away from the crowds, make sure you do that. Take care of yourself. Go drink some water or have a snack, go to the restroom. And then my very last and very obvious final tip, stay safe. While going to conventions alone isn't an uncommon thing, it can be potentially unsafe if you aren't careful. Make sure you aren't sticking around any sketchy areas for prolonged periods of time by yourself. And what I mean by this specifically is that if you are going to a convention that is in a downtown city area, and you might end up only being able to find parking that is like about a 20-minute walk away, and you might be in like some kind of sketchy area, or you have to walk through a sketchy area to get to the convention center. Make sure you aren't walking by yourself or making it super obvious that you are by yourself. If you see people that are parking there also because they are going to the convention, I feel like it's pretty obvious to be able to spot out people who are also going to the con because they're either in cosplay also, or you can see that they're wearing the convention badges, or you can see that the people who are parked there have anime stickers on their car. So when you are walking to the convention center, just kind of stick by the other people that you know are going to the same location you are. You don't have to necessarily like introduce yourself and like be like, hey, can I walk with you guys? But just kind of stick close enough by to where you don't look like you're by yourself. And if you are at the con and you encounter some creepy weirdos, please reach out and ask for help. Ask the staff, ask the security, literally ask anyone. Most of the time, if people, well, I would hope so, at least. I don't know, I have a little bit of faith in humanity, but most of the time, if somebody sees that you are like in need of some help because some creep is harassing you, just go up to some cosplayers who look like they're friendly and just be like, oh, hey guys, like, you know, I finally caught you guys, you know, like, and most of the time I feel like people would be they would be able to kind of gauge the situation and realize you kind of need help and be like, oh yeah, come with us, you know, but to each their own. The point is, just make sure you reach out for help and don't stay, don't put yourself in a situation that you don't want to be in. To wrap this up, going to a con alone isn't an uncommon or looked down upon thing. Many people do it, and sometimes people prefer it that way. So don't be discouraged if you're going to a con alone. If you're going in the hopes to meet some new people and make new friends, this is a great opportunity. And if you're just going alone because you want to, then this is a great time to just take yourself on a solo date. When I first started cosplaying, I used to either drag my sibling or my partner to come with me to go to cons because I was too scared to go by myself. And I kind of realized that I was relying them sort of as like a safety blanket or safety net, and it really prevented me from, you know, talking to anyone and making any new friends. So excuse me. So there was a time in which I eventually kind of told them that I wanted to try and go by myself a few times in order to really put myself out there and to meet new people and make new friends and be sort of outside of my comfort zone. I can tell you, it's totally okay to go by yourself. And even to this day, I still go to cons alone if like my partner and I's schedules don't end up matching up and he can't come with me, or if I don't have a group of people to go with at the con, I just go by myself. And I'll either eventually find some friends to meet up with at the con that day, or I will just have a nice little solo date day. Okay, I hope that these tips were helpful to someone that might just be starting out, or you know, even a seasoned cosplayer. If anybody has any tips that I didn't mention, please drop them in the comments down below. Things that, you know, might be helpful for others and myself as well. And if you like this video, please consider leaving me a like and maybe checking out my channel for more videos like this in the future. It really does help me out a lot, but my favorite thing is when you leave a like and a comment, just to know that you like watched it and you interacted with it. And if you have any other video ideas for me, or things that you would like for me to talk about, or things that you would like to see me do, like craft and cosplay wise, drop them in the comments down below as well. Here are my other social medias. I'm mostly active on Instagram, and that is where you would see the most updates on what I will be posting and when I will be posting on my channel. And as always, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.